stuff looking more futury and space-like.
CopBlockRadio. We're live. It's June 10th, 2015, and I'm okay. Are you okay?
I'm okay.
I'm doing great.
This is Derrick J.
And DEO.
And we got James from Florida CopBlock online with us. He shared a video earlier today of something a little bit unusual. We'll get to that in just a minute, but a little bit of housekeeping. You produced a video earlier today, DEO, and I want to share that with the audience. Something very special. Oh, first of all, are you safe? Have you been contacted by the government? Are we all...
No, I haven't been contacted by the government, and kudos to James. He came right in there on that intro, right? Derrick, DEO, James.
Yeah,
you were right in on it.
So, James, are you safe? Have you been contacted by the government? We're all okay here?
Yeah, we're good.
All right, very good. So here's DEO. He's got a special message for us. Listen up.
DEO from the CopBlock.org store, and I'm here to tell you about these flyers and business cards. We're going to be sending a few of them to Brian Sumner of Fresno CopBlock and Andrew Henderson of Minnesota CopBlock for free of charge. This is all made possible through the CopBlock network from donations and also from people who donate their time as well as their skills. You can also get these things at our store for a small markup or for free at CopBlock.org/flyers, where you can download the PDFs and have them printed out yourself. And if you're involved with a CopBlock offshoot or police accountability in general, contact us through the website, and we'll get you started with some flyers for your outreach. Thanks for your time. If you believe that badges don't grant extra rights, visit CopBlock.org/network to learn more ways to get involved with the growing network of people dedicated to spreading the message that badges don't grant extra rights. If you believe that badges don't grant extra rights, let's visit the network, CopBlock.org, CopBlock.org/network, and just visit CopBlock.org in general.
Yeah! Pull out your cameras and shoot the motherfuckers. I love that song. So that was a great announcement. Very good. I also should mention that you can watch the show. CopBlock.org is having some wonky problems right now, so I published this video and our chat room. If you're listening at lrn.fm, you can join the video and interact with other listeners at thederrickj.com. I just put it up on my blog site, and you can watch the video there. So we've also got Skype line open, CopBlockRadio, and our call-in line is 413-418-COPS.
Righteous, man.
All open. So now let's change gears and go into what we all love to talk about is filming cops. James was doing that. Was it earlier today that you were doing this, or when was this video?
Yeah, it was around 8 o'clock this morning. As soon as I got off work, I drove by the local school and seen a sign and thought I had to ask questions about it.
All right, so here's the video. Let's watch this together and comment on it. So the sign says, and this is right at the beginning of the video, you do a little still frame, search of vehicles. By entering this area, maybe I should add a little bit of reverb, scary. By entering this area, the person in charge of any vehicle consents to the search of the vehicle with or without cause by the school officers or police officers. Search may include passenger compartment, engine compartment, trunk, and all containers locked or unlocked, or in or on the vehicle. Okay, so
you know I love it when you do that.
Thank you. I aim to please you, DEO. So, first of all, right off the bat, what concerned you about this sign? What made you say, I don't like this, I'm going to film this, and I'm going to ask questions about it?
My big concern is that it's not just students using this parking lot. There's a lot of citizens that use this parking lot for when there's football games. A lot of people love local high school football, and people that show up to this basically gives the right for law enforcement to walk up and open any vehicle on the property or even break into a locked vehicle just because they feel like it, or even a school official or administration to do the same. and I feel like there's no accountability or probable cause to do this.
Did your kids go to that school, James?
No, my kids go to the elementary school in the area, but I graduated from that high school.
Oh, okay.
Well, what about parking somewhere else?
Well, if you try to park outside the school fence line, they have signs all the way down the front road of the school that says no parking on right-of-way. So you would have to park at least probably 300 or 400 yards on the right-of-way and walk to the school. I feel like that's a big inconvenience for something that I pay for in tax dollars.
For sure.
Yeah, so what do you feel, entitled to these football games, that you've got to be able to go to these and you got to be able to park close? I mean, I'm just trying to play devil's advocate here a little bit, but, you know.
Well, it's not even just the football games general. Just say if you wanted to do a public records request and, you know, by sunshine law here in Florida, you don't have to present any ID to get a public records request. And so if I pull up to do a public records request and they don't like me trying to do that, they have a right to walk to my car and search my vehicle without my consent.
Isn't Florida the same place where they broke into that truck that one time, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was in Daytona.
Yeah, it was all
Florida.
wrapped, right?
Yeah, it was a business. Wrapped. Yeah, it was a business's vehicle. They used the truck. They have a big jacked up truck with wrap with their logos and stuff, and they were at a rap concert, and they said that they smelled drugs from the truck.
Right. I actually contacted the guy who left, because the guy left a note in that truck. It was a lieutenant. Yeah, it was a lieutenant, and I can't remember his name right now, but I had contacted him a couple times, and he told me about some, for crying out loud, I'm not going to be able to remember it now, but there's some kind of like provision left over from Prohibition that they used to do that shit. He totally justified it. I remember looking it up at the time and seeing it was there, but it was a total, like I said, it was when he was like, when I contacted him, he said, look it up and then call me back. And I did. I looked it up and then I called him back. And when I called him back, he was like, yeah. And I said, well, but this is like leftover from Prohibition. You're using like a 100-year-old loophole to be able to break into people's cars. Oh, well, but it's there. It's the law, you know, blah, 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 blah. So, you know.
All right. Well, let's see what happens when James approaches.
Please, this is going to be fun.
So what is this? What is this second frame? This is a little bit harder to read. What are we?
That is the school policy that they had written down about searching vehicles. But if you look up that Florida statute 1006.09, there has nothing to do, and there's nothing in that statute about searching people's vehicles. And also, if you read the title of this, it says searching of individual students. It doesn't say the public. It says the students. And I'm pretty sure when a student gets a parking pass from the school, they probably waive their Fourth Amendment rights when they sign for that parking pass.
Probably.
So I didn't sign to waive my Fourth Amendment rights. Why do I have to follow under the same rules and guidelines as a student? And that was my big concern, is people are not even aware that their cars can be searched.
Yeah, so this is, I don't know, man, because I'm of two minds about this. In the first place, I'm like, just stay the hell away from that. And you even asked me, you know, what do you think about a sign like this? And I was like, I would just stay away. It's government property. You know, they call it public property, but we all know that's just a code name for government. They own it.
This is true.
So the same way that I expect the government to respect my private property, and I say, don't you step on this. You're not allowed here. You know, you stay away. I want respect their private property. I know it's not legitimately acquired. I know they have no right to take everyone's money and then build buildings and then say you're not allowed to step on them. It's wacky.
Well, it's not like they respect your right to your property either, Derek. So, I mean, you know.
Well, I know, but I want to be the good example. You know, I want to show what society's supposed to be like, where, you know, you post some rules about something, and the people who enter that property are supposed to abide by those rules. Wouldn't you agree with that, James?
Well, I do agree to a extent of that. What the big thing I feel like is when we do public audits of public records requests, and that's something that I'm getting big into now, where I go around and do public records requests to find out if they're following Chapter 119 here in the state of Florida. And if they can just go out there and search your vehicle or plant something on your vehicle to get you in trouble for doing a public record, that's not right. And I think that's the more bigger concern.
Yeah, I want to hear more about what this Chapter 119 is and what it takes to do a public records request. This is CopBlockRadio.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world?
Yes.
Is an alternative. Bitcoin is
Jesus.
a market Bitcoin cannot be.
Let's turn that down. Okay, we've got a 4-minute break right now, so do whatever you got to do. Use the restroom, get a glass of water, take a breath, and when we return, I want to ask you about what is Chapter 119, and then we'll play a little bit about the video of your encounter.
Okay.
I don't know if we'll be able to get through the whole thing, and if it's only a 10-minute segment, the video is 12 minutes, so probably.
That's fine, buddy. I'm not. If people want to go and look at it on their own time, then that's fine with me.
I think is the best part that I should is there a certain part that's better than the rest? I don't know if I lost you. You appear to be. Oh, okay. Lost you. Oh, well. Let's listen to the Fiends.
We have a solution for you. Just put your hands on your computer or your telephone, and the spirit of the Fiends is going to come rushing right through, and it's going to heal you.
LRN.FM, Monday through Friday, 2 a.m. U.S. Central Time, and weekends.
I feel much better now.
Did you know you can get
I had a birthday this week.
Happy birthday, bud.
Happy birthday to me.
I'm getting too old, man. I figure it's not wise to tempt God by bragging about your age, so I don't celebrate my birthday no more.
I'm doing it. My 97-year-old aunt still brags about her age.
More power to her.
Yeah. Hey, welcome back, James. So my question to you was, is there a section of the video that you think is the best section to show if I were to cut it?
I don't really know. To me, all of it's pretty good, but I think there's some part there where she basically says there's nothing stopping any school official from searching a vehicle. I asked her where the accountability was, and she said it's just because we don't have any time for it. And that's not a good enough answer, I don't think. But
yeah, I don't have time for you, actually. That's your answer. I'm your public servant. These people are such a joke. I mean,
Adam's not getting back to me either. So.
And at the end of the video, she says, "Well, I don't know if you're," because in the beginning I told her, "Oh, well, I'm part of media," and she started jumping to everything I wanted. And then when I asked her too many hard questions, she started saying, "Well, I don't know if you're really media or not." And I said, "Well, ma'am, anybody that has a camera and posts things online is a journalist. So you have to answer my questions. You're paid by tax dollars." Right. And that's when she told me to get out of her office and stand in the lobby.
Yeah, if all else fails, use force, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I don't have a good answer to this guy. Make him leave.
Get the fuck out.
But and the thing is, she was more mad about that there was her and 2 other female employees there, and the guys that were supposed to be at work today didn't show up for work, and she was like all freaking out that there was only females there, and there's this big bearded man trying to ask questions about public records.
Oh no!
So
next step is rape. Yeah. Once you're asking questions about their parking lot policy, clearly you're on the path to rape. Here, I'll be right back. We'll come back.
You can interact with other LRN listeners in our message board at forum.lrn.fm. That's forum.lrn.fm.
Chug, chug, chug. This is CopBlockRadio, and we are live. I hope you are enjoying some fine substances. This evening, we're live. Wednesday, June 10th, 2015. You can listen at lrn.fm, or for this episode only, I am broadcasting on my very own blog site, thederrickj.com. If you go there, you can see live video of the show, as well as interact with other listeners in the chat room. It's all free. Plus, we've got our Skype and dial-in line all there for you. If you are that committed that you want to become a part of the show, You can do that live tonight. I've also got a great blog post there. I plead guilty. Judge says no. We'll get to that later on in this episode.
I can't wait for that.
Why would he say no? We'll find out. So let's return to this video that James from Florida Cop Block shot earlier today. I mean, this is really a testament to the power of the new gun, the camera, the media, the fact that any old guy who sees a sign, I don't like that. I'm going to go video record, ask some questions, post it on the internet, and it'll be up tonight for the world to see. I mean, this is really cool. So let's enjoy this video.
Even this old guy.
He's in a school, right?
Excuse me? Yeah, I'm in the lobby of a high school.
Workers request.
You're being very polite and
quiet.
quiet.
Of the Lakewood policy about searching vehicles in the parking lot.
All right, so already I want to compliment you on your demeanor, the fact that you're so, like, you're almost in a whisper. You know, you're not going in, like, making demands. You know, you are making a demand, a request, right?
Right.
And you're polite about it, which is like following the golden rule. You're treating others the way you would want to be treated, it seems. And this woman, not so much. Right from the get-go, her face is like, she's got,
what the fuck?
she's got this scowl, like, what do you think you are? What are you doing here with a video camera filming me and my job? Get out of here.
Yeah.
See, that's when my approach comes in handy. You know, you think you're searching my car? What do you know about that? I want to know. I want to know some more. Tell me something.
About searching vehicles in the parking lot.
Okay, that would be our discipline department, and Mr. Mayor is not here yet.
Okay.
So
there's not one person over all the records. Wouldn't that be a policy that would be accessible for any employee?
Each department is in charge of their own stuff. I wouldn't have any idea where they store that stuff down there.
Okay, I didn't know if there was like a policy book with all the policies in it.
I don't know. Like I said, that's a discipline thing, and I don't. You know, they do their job. I do my job. If you want financial records, I could get that for you at a drop of a hat.
Okay.
But that's their department. They know where they store that stuff, and I wouldn't have a clue.
Would you know if do they still the visitors still park in all this front parking lot during football games?
They park everywhere.
Okay, so once you come on this property, you're subject for your vehicle to be searched, anybody's vehicle, not just students.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just need to find out that. I just want to take a photo of that policy and have that on record.
Okay, you'll have to wait for Mr. Mayor to get.
Do you know what time he'll be here?
No,
Mr. Mayor.
Is there any way I can call up here and have it emailed to me?
Don't you know when you? So James, I don't know how often you do this. Sounds like you do this a lot, but you know when you ask a bureaucrat, "Can I blank?" the answer is always no. So maybe you want to change the way you word things. It's like, "Oh, can I have the policy of a?" No, I don't. See, that's not my department. Mr. Mayor isn't here. And I just couldn't do so much as hold a piece of paper that says James came by with a request for this document. Would you please email it to him in the future? I mean, she can't be bothered to lift a finger for you. Okay, isn't that true?
She's like,
right.
If you want me to answer the phone for you, you want me to make you a cup of coffee, I'm there. Anything outside that.
My back. I had to lift some papers.
Anything outside of making coffee or answering the phone, I don't.
And the big thing, it shows that if she can get me financial records, then why can't she get me a
policy, right?
Yeah, a policy. I mean, it's just a policy, and to find out later that the policy is in the student's code of conduct book that they give every student, and you basically can't you can't find that. So eventually she goes and finds it, and she gets it to me, and then I ask her, well, can I just have that copy of that whole book for the whole policy, every policy? And then she says, oh no, this is 2014's policy. You can't have that.
Oh no, sorry. See, this is another lesson. And for the listeners out there, when you're dealing with bureaucrats, be polite, stay calm, but make demands, not requests, because really they need to be tossed around. These people respond to that. They don't respond to, like you and me, being cordial and polite and respectful and hardworking. No, these are bureaucrats, and they need to be ordered screw around in order to do something. They need to feel like there's some sort of threat, like, oh, maybe your higher up will demand this. Maybe you're obligated to do it. Anything extra that they're not obligated to do, they sort of feel afraid. Like, oh, if I do something extra, then, you know, I'm going to get in trouble. No.
We added 42 more pages to that book. We can't give you last year's book.
Hey, Peggy, you gave him the 2014 book. You're fired. Here's the video. Let's return. I think this is where she's going to knock you down.
Would need to, or whatever, but it's a state statute. It's just not like we're high school. It's a state thing.
I understand it. I know that it was at North Marion High School. That's where I first saw the first sign, was at North Marion High School.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of got our interest, because with the Fourth Amendment of the Constitution, it states that you shouldn't be have any searches or seizures unwarranted. And I can understand for students, you know, maybe when they get a parking permit, they have to sign a waiver to waive that Fourth Amendment right. But for someone that doesn't go to school here and doesn't have a student here, if I come here to watch a football game because I used to play football here, I didn't know nothing about this. This wasn't like this in 2006.
Now, you're doing another great job of calmly articulating. This is about 6 minutes into the video, and the woman has been kind of rude to you at this point. She's sort of raised her voice and given you nasty looks, put up roadblocks. But here you are. Another thing that you're doing really well is holding the video camera down by your chest. It looks like you're not putting it right in front of your face. That's
right.
Off-putting. You know, I often have the camera right in front of my face. It gets better video, and yours is kind of shaky, and you can't see the woman at all times. But that's not the point. Like, you were just getting this on record, and
right.
The way you use your camera, it's a tool, right? So you could use it to intimidate people, or you could try and have it more guarded. And when there's a block, and when there's anything physical in between you and another person, it just interrupts the personal flow, you know? So if you've got a camera in between you, or a microphone, or whatever, it's so much better to just be one-on-one, person-to-person, so that they can look you in the eye, and they don't feel like they have the constant sweat of a camera beating down on them. So just another great thing. You're doing an awesome job. Just an observation.
Also, that's what we try to teach people when they ask us about filming the police or filming public officials. We try to show them that, you know, watching all these YouTube videos, and you know, I respect everybody's way of doing things, but sometimes you have to take a softer approach with people.
Absolutely. Now here's how the video ends.
My shirt, FloridaCopWatch.org. Well, I mean, everybody in the world with a camera is a journalist. Call it First Amendment, man.
Boom! Yeah, ma'am. Staying polite right till the very end. Hey, James, I want to thank you so much for joining us tonight on CopBlockRadio. You guys can check him out at Florida CopWatch on YouTube. Thanks, James.
All right, thanks so much, guys.
Peace. Gesundheit.
Thank you.
Worms. All right, so you're at work right now, James. Thanks so much for taking a little break from your from your job to chat with us. I appreciate it.
No problem, man. I appreciate coming on here, and if anything comes up and y'all need somebody to come do things, we have 5 guys that cop watch every day. So if you need anybody to come talk, so. I
love it. I love that. Okay, terrific. I will certainly be in touch about asking some of those daily cop blockers to join us in the future.
Yeah, Alex, one of the founders of this Florida CopWatch thing, he was on RT News. So, you know, we try to get out there and try to get the message. It ain't about brands or anything. It's about the message of freedom across the board. So we're all open to anything and everything with everybody.
I love it.
I think I'm friends with you on Facebook, ain't I?
Yes, sir, you are.
Yeah. Just contact me anytime.
I will, man. And also, too, my approach. I just want to tell you real quick. My approach with these people, like I said, I'm 6'1", 270 pounds, with a beard and a bald-headed guy with tattoos everywhere. And sometimes people just take you a lot different when you go, "How are you doing?" You know, it's like it blows their mind.
You're a Robertson, that's all. You know, so, you just migrated to Florida, that's all.
Yeah, man, and if it wasn't for this great job I have, I'd be somewhere else. So.
The chat room says, thanks, James, for doing what you're doing.
Awesome.
Yeah, for sure, man. Well, it's great seeing people in the field actually doing it.
Yeah, awesome. Guys, I appreciate everything. I'm going to get over here and start melting some metal. So.
All right.
All right, guys. All right, bye.
Can't we watch that?
Yeah. Worms. So next, I'll put the link to that video in the show notes. Boom. And let's play our commercial. That was fun. Nice commercial you made.
Thank you.
Hey, I'm DEO from the CopBlockRadio store, and I'm here to tell you about these flyers and business cards. We're going to be sending a few of them to Brian Sumner of Fresno CopBlock and Andrew Henderson of Minnesota CopBlock for free of charge. This is all made possible through the CopBlock network from donations and also from people who donate their time as well as their skills. You can also get these things at our store for a small markup or for free at copblock.org/flyers, where you can download the PDFs and have them printed out yourself. And if you're involved with the CopBlock offshoot or police accountability in general, contact us through the website and we'll get you started with some flyers for your outreach. Thanks for your time. If you believe that badges don't grant extra rights, visit copblock.org/network to learn more ways to get involved with the growing network of people dedicated to spreading the message that badges don't grant extra rights. If you believe that badges don't grant extra rights, let's visit the network, copblock.org, copblock.org/network, and just visit copblock.org in general.
The demo did most of the work on the video. I just fucking sat there and recited some shit.
They know that if they can get you to talk for long enough, eventually you're going to slip up somehow, and they're going to get some.
Yeah, Damo did all the editing work on that.
Oh, cool. All right, well, we're back.
amp.lrn.fm. That's amp.lrn.fm.
Hey, Dio, you know, I said that I wasn't contacted by the government this week, but...
You lied.
That was a lie.
You're starting to talk like that, man.
Yeah. This is Judge Burke speaking.
Have a seat.
So, yeah, I was in his courtroom on my birthday, of all days, June 8th. I had a birthday. Yay! It was fun. I had cake. Thank you. And I hosted Freedom Fiends that day. It was a hell of a day. But also, it began in Judge Burke's courtroom. Where else would I want to be on my birthday? So I was at a parking ticket arraignment for the charge of violation, parking at an expired meter. And this ticket I received while fighting another parking ticket.
Man, that sucks. Nobody Robin Hooded for you?
No, they were all in the courtroom.
Oh, shit, man.
I know. It did suck because I made the mistake of... So I was at a traffic ticket trial, and I had both of the parking enforcers on the stand, right? They were witnesses. They were sequestered. When they were finished with their cross-examination, the prosecutor asked, are they free to go? And that was up to me as the defendant. I can say, no, you know, I want to hold them here. I want to ask them a few more questions or something. Instead, I said, yeah, you're free to go. What did they do? As soon as they left, they found my car right outside the courthouse, gave it a ticket. I checked, you know, because I left like 10 minutes after them, and I saw the time on the ticket was like 15 minutes. So they had just walked out of the courtroom, found my car, and gave me a ticket. Bastards.
Targeted your ass.
Whatever, because it only costs $5. You know, a parking ticket here in Keene is nothing. And you can challenge it for free. There is no charge to take on a ticket. And there's no traffic court like there is in most places. Here in New Hampshire, all charges are brought before the normal court. So this is treated just like any other crime, so-called crime. And so, yeah, let me explain. This is from my blog post at thederrickj.com. I wrote, today is my birthday, and where else would I want to be at 8:30 a.m. except in Judge Burke's courtroom awaiting another parking ticket arraignment. Last time I tried the dead fish strategy. I didn't speak during arraignment, I barely spoke during trial, and I was predictably railroaded by the prosecution. Judge Burke found me guilty of 2 parking violations and fined me $10. Oh my God. I don't know how I recovered. The trial and everything leading up to it cost the court, and therefore the taxpayers, far more than the $10 collected in revenue. Not only is it costly for the government to prosecute this victimless crime, it's also time-consuming. The prosecutor was kept busy filling out paperwork, gathering witnesses, preparing his arguments, and the entire parking enforcement, which only consists of 2 people, was incapacitated for nearly 4 hours while sequestered for the trial.
You Robin Hooded the whole motherfucking town.
That's right. You didn't have to fill any parking meters. It was free parking for 4 hours in Keene, almost the whole day. So how much money can the city government collect in 8 parking enforcement man-hours? Well, that opportunity was lost because I chose to take these tickets to trial. And you can do the same where you live. It's often these tickets to court. Go need to be media to record this stuff. Often you is because they're going to think, do I want to go through the 30 hours of work that this is going to cost to collect this $5, $10, $15 from this person? I know they're a cop blocker. I see their cop block sticker on the back of their car or wherever. That should be a heads up to the law enforcers to treat you a little kinder than they would otherwise. So, returning to the article, if you think this is stupid, well, you may be surprised that I agree with you. What a waste of time and money. But remember, I didn't set up the system this way. The people calling themselves the government did. And they can stop this charade at any time by simply dismissing the parking tickets. What would they have to lose? They'd certainly have a lot to gain. Anyway, this time I chose a new strategy, DEO. Go to arraignment with a piece of paper already written out, explaining that I want to plead guilty, except the paper is unsigned. Once Judge Burke accepts this piece of paper, it becomes part of the record. It's now on record that I want to plead guilty. You'd think that would be enough. But Judge Burke did something interesting. He entered a plea of not guilty on my behalf. Why would he do that? Well, the answer can be found in this short video.
Dying where you live? Escape to Keene at freekeene.com.
He's like, that's a first.
This is a birthday gift to me. Speaking of that, I've got a motion.
Do you have a question?
No, a motion. I'll need to submit this later.
A motion. I don't know if the judge is going to take that on an arraignment day. You know, you can certainly.
I'll try it.
Shit, your dime, pal. I'll try it.
Never hurts to ask. That is true.
Fired meter complaints. You asking for a trial or taking care of this today?
Well, Your Honor, I intend to plead guilty. May I approach?
Just give that to the bailiff.
And a copy for the prosecutor. No, this is different.
Oh, different.
Has the prosecutor presented any evidence to prove that the Constitution in the state of New Hampshire applies to me?
It hasn't been challenged at this point.
I'm challenging it now.
Well, then you could file a motion so that he knows how to answer your challenge.
Well, this is the first opportunity that we've had to.
Well, this is your arraignment. Right, this is your arraignment. This is how things get started. It's not unusual for people to have issues, but they bring them up according to the procedure. That's
I don't have any issues. I intend to plead guilty. I want to plead guilty, but I just need to know first if the prosecutor has presented any evidence that the Constitution of the state of New Hampshire applies to me.
At this stage, in an arraignment, he's not required to. If you wanted to make a pleading that required him to answer that, then he would be.
Am I presumed innocent of all the charges?
Yes.
And all of the elements of those charges as well?
Yes.
Is jurisdiction one of the elements of the crime?
Pardon?
Is jurisdiction one of the elements?
A certain aspect of jurisdiction does apply to all these cases.
Oh, it's a certain aspect because he just caught himself in a lie, right? I asked a couple of questions in quick succession. Am I assumed guilty or innocent? Oh, I'm assumed innocent. Of all of the charges, of all of the elements of the charge? Yes, of all of the elements of the charge, I'm assumed innocent. Isn't jurisdiction one of the elements of the charge? Well,
sort of.
Yeah, kind of, not really. Because what he did is caught himself in a contradiction. I didn't allege anything. I was asking questions. He's the one answering the questions, and then he finds himself in a unique bind. So that's my goal, is to trap him into figuring out for himself that actually you're in a circular argument of logic where you say the code applies because the code applies, and you don't actually have any evidence that it applies to me. And that's the point I'm trying to make here. So I try and drill that point home. Let's see what happens when I do that.
You've been doing your sovereign citizen homework, haven't you?
I have, yeah. I get a lot of criticism for the way I took my last parking ticket where I basically did nothing. And I tried this strategy once before, and people are like, oh, you're not doing it right, and whatever. So I think I got it right this time. I actually got a little bit of kudos from Mark Stevens himself. So let's find out what happens.
So that's what I'm challenging. How could I be?
Well, I'm not going to let you challenge it unless you file something for pleading.
I'm not going to let you.
So can you please explain to me how you can assume the laws apply to me at the same time that I'm presumed to be innocent?
If you're challenging my authority, his authority, the Constitution, anything at all, you're entitled to do that, Mr. Hard. You know that. But if you want to do that, there's a way to do it, and the way you're trying to do it today is not acceptable.
Oh, it's not acceptable. Maybe not to you. But he's trying to say this is some kind of trial issue. I disagree. And the prosecutor, by the way, he's a cop. He's arrested me for Derrick J's victimless crime spree. Give peace a chance arrest. I think I'm going to give peace a chance on this commercial break.
Right on, brother.
CopBlockRadio.
I love My Magic Mud. I drink a lot of coffee. I had stains on my teeth.
Sure do. Sure do, Mark.
Magic Mud, and I was told it would remove
Give peace a chance, brother.
Thank you. I will. Where's my piece?
With 4, my teeth were as white as you normal folks out there. Please go to mymagicmud.com and buy a jar. There's 150 applications for $25. You can use Bitcoin, mymagicmud.com.
Are you looking for an excuse to come check out New Hampshire this fall? You're invited to Keenvention. Keenvention is your chance to meet dozens of key liberty activists from across the Shire. You can explore the beautiful little city of Keene, discuss various forms of activism with seasoned veterans, do some Robin Hooding, and learn about making the move. Keenvention received rave reviews last year. If you missed it, visit keenvention.info for full video coverage of every speaker and panel. This year's keynote speeches and panels will be announced via the Keenvention blog and Facebook, so stay tuned there for the latest. Join old and new friends and neighbors in Keene for Keenvention this October 30th through November 1st. Tickets are available now at a special early bird price.
I'm the best son.
$50 via credit card.
You're the best son.
I'm the best son. Look at this birthday card I got my mom. It's fabulous.
Is it a purse?
It's shaped like a purse, but it's not actually a purse. It's a birthday card. Look.
It looks like, yeah. It looks like it'd be like a little purse.
Yeah, it's fabulous. And then I got this for my stepdad. You can't see, but it's 3D. It's got Snoopy on it, and it's like typewriter.
Yeah.
These are like typewriter keys. Can't really see that they pop out. It says Happy Father's Day.
And on the inside.
On the inside it says, "You're the best type of dad."
How about the other one, the fabulous one? What's the inside of the fabulous one say?
The fabulous one says, like, I don't know, like, you know how awesome you are, or something like that. Fabulous women love life when it's lovable, laugh at life when it's crazy, and celebrate life no matter what. Happy birthday, fabulous you. And then this one is going to be my dad's.
I can see the 3D with the shirt.
Yeah. I think it's cool. Like, I don't really see cards like this very much, but it's like a shirt. It's an actual shirt.
Yeah.
You know, or looks like one. And then it's got the little Superman behind it. It says, Dad, There's just no hiding how amazing you are.
Well, it's kind of cool though. You got everybody's birthdays and Mother's Days and Father's Days all at the same time, so you just get them all.
Yeah, I went to the store anyway. I'm one of those card shoppers where you sit in the card aisle. You see these people, right? Where they're like, they're zoned out. I was there for like hours, like looking through these cards.
Where do they have the goddamn happy birthday from, son?
Yeah. Where do they have the one that looks like it's got a million sequins in it and says, where's that one? That's the one I want. Yeah. So, okay, we'll wrap up the parking arraignment thing. There's a woman in Berlin who was murdered. I want to talk about her because I'm pissed about it. Freaking cops didn't give her concealed carry license or even her permit.
Oh, yeah, I think I read about that. They had
we should talk about Stefan Josie too.
New Jersey, right? That woman?
Yeah. That's in my hometown.
Yeah.
Berlin.
Summerdale, yeah?
Berlin.
Okay. Yeah, I remember reading about that like just this afternoon, as a matter of fact.
Yeah. Yeah.
I got it. I read it on Countercurrent News, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, CopBlockRadio. We are Countercurrent.
We are.
We are the counterculture to the mainstream lick the boots of authority. No. Pull out your video cameras, hold them high, and record. The camera is the new gun. So we're talking about, just some petty trial issue. I'm bringing up, this isn't totally petty. I mean, it is foundational. They can't bring you into court unless they assume they have jurisdiction over you. So I'm trying to make this argument in court as politely and calmly as I can that, sir, I understand that you think that the Constitution and laws apply to me. I understand that that's your argument. What I'm asking you is, do you have any facts to support that argument? Do you actually have any evidence that the Constitution and the laws apply to me? And of course, we know that he doesn't. So he's trying to say, he being the judge here in this case, is, that's a trial issue. You can't bring that up right now. You've got to argue that later after some motions and paperwork has been filed. But I object to that, and here's why.
And I'm not going to let you go any further with it.
How can you have me here? If you're not assuming that the laws of the state of New Hampshire apply,
you can challenge your personal jurisdiction, subject matter jurisdiction. You can do anything that's appropriate in the way of a pleading, but not the way you're doing it now. That's all I'm saying.
What is the way I'm doing it now? What do you mean by that?
You're just making an oral motion here in court at your arraignment. I'm not going to allow it to happen. You want to file something, they need to have notice of it. I need to have notice of it so I can consider it. You may have a case. I don't know.
I object to being here. I mean, I think this is a perfectly appropriate time to object. Because
is to plead guilty or not guilty?
I intend to plead guilty, but I need to know if the Constitution of the state of
I'm not going to accept. I'm not going to accept your guilty plea. We're going to take a not guilty plea, set it for trial. If you have any motions to file, you can do that. I'm going to call the next case.
Probably it'll be 23rd of September.
All right, thank you. I have one more motion to submit before I go.
And so I hand the bailiff my last motion. I brought this sort of as a Hail Mary, and as the judge reads it, he chuckles to himself.
I have given consideration to people on their birthday, but that won't be the case today.
All right.
Oh.
What are you asking for clemency for your birthday?
Is it your birthday too?
It's the 23rd of July, yes.
Yeah, so, and then the prosecutor asked the judge to make it a birthday gift to him to drop the case. But, they all know that they could drop this at any time. The police, they have the authority, right? They have the power. They're the ones who are holding me there. I didn't request the trial, I didn't request that they have this. I mean, I did in a way. I said, I want to contest this ticket, but I don't want to go through all this rigmarole, and it costs the taxpayers much money. It would be smarter if they just would drop it.
Yeah, it's gonna be funny when you do at the end. You just hand them $10 and be like, "Okay, I'll pay my fine."
It's actually $5.
How much did you? Yeah, but you got 2, right? So you got 10.
No,
so.
no, I already paid those. Those were the last ones.
Oh.
This is another one.
Well, still, you give me $5 here. Here's $5. Thanks for the circus.
Yeah.
Thanks for the show.
I tried to do that in court last time. Like, I brought out my $5 bill and tried to give it to the prosecutor. Like, here you go. And Judge Burke was like, "Oh no, you give that to them out there at the window. You know,
Bring
you have
it
to do that outside." You know, we don't want to show what this actually is. Like, if we had the Godfather reenactment of Kiss the Ring, bring some money, and thank you, Vito. It's like it would be too much like the mafia. But we separate that part where you pay us is out by a separate window where nice little ladies take that from you.
Next time, bring a sack full of pennies to pay it off.
Well, I don't know. So someone made that argument last night on Freedom Fiends, like, "Oh, pay them in pennies." That's just a pain. Like, I know you've done it, but at some places, like, I followed a guy who paid his tax bill in ones, and the tax collector was like, "Okay, you want to play like that? You're going to come with me to the bank while we have this counted." So he, was pretty much detained the entire time he was trying to pay his tax bill. It really backfired. I don't like to see stuff
I wouldn't say backfired. I mean, yeah, he had to spend his time being detained, but he'd be like, I'd be laughing at this motherfucker, like, "Hey, yeah, you think you're keeping me here? You're keeping yourself here too, asshole." It's like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, but it doesn't hurt them at all. Like, it doesn't affect them. I say hurt them in the pocketbook if you can. Don't hurt them in their time stuck. Like, I don't know. That's just not my strategy. I'm all out to pay the $5 in a single bill.
I brought $220 worth of fucking pennies up to pay Cleveland, man. You know how much that shit weighs?
It had to be paid. It's a tax on you, I don't want to punish myself anymore. I'm already going through all this nonsense. I want to get video. What I'm aiming to get out of this is get good video, spread the idea that you can challenge jurisdiction, that, hey, maybe they can bring you into this court, demand your money, demand your time, or else they'll threaten to put you in a jail cell. And they actually don't even have evidence that the codes and laws apply to you. They're just assuming that. And so that was my point. In short, the judge demonstrated bias against me, the defendant.
Sure.
Judge Burke presumed without evidence that I am subject to the laws of the state of New Hampshire, but that is one of the elements that must be proven by the prosecution. So he's carrying the water for the prosecution. This is something that Jason Short should have answered, the prosecutor here, who's a cop. They probably have this in your town too, where the local police act as the prosecutors because they're essentially glorified plea deal takers. And, "You've been very bad, and I've got all this authority as a cop, and you were caught with a bottle of alcohol. And why don't you just plead guilty to that, and we'll make it all go away?" He tries to encourage people to do that.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen something like that around here. I know that, like, I got a ticket in Berea, and they want me to, because the ticket, the officer didn't, I couldn't tell when the court date was. And then when I called up, I had just missed it was the day before. And then they want me to pay like a bond to get a new court date. I'm like, fuck you. I'm not going to pay you to get a new court date because this guy can't write right, because he can't write in the space provided to put the date when I'm supposed to be there legibly. I'm going to have to pay for that. I don't think so.
Well, they own you, DEO. Don't you know? So what do you think about my strategy? Is it stupid? Is it effective?
Me personally, I think I like it because you're going to, if you put that on, you're going to get that on record where some of this, and I'm not referring to it as sovereign citizenry. I'm just saying like that as a general term, right?
I hate that term.
Well, I have no other way to describe it, so I'm just saying it that way, right?
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, to get that stuff on record so that we can see that it actually works in a court of law. That's like my whole what's preventing me from trying the shit myself, because I don't know that it actually works, because nobody's actually put it on tape that it actually works,
I know. That's my issue with the sovereign citizen stuff. Everyone's got their comments like, "Oh, well, you're doing it wrong, and you have to file and ask the judge for his license, and your name's in all caps, and blah, blah, blah." I'm like, okay, fine. Show me how it's done.
There's no video. Show me the video.
Yeah, here's my video. This is my best attempt.
Yeah.
Okay? Now you do the same thing and show me how it's done. That's all I'm asking. It's took 5 minutes.
The only video I've ever seen of like this sovereign citizenry type thing being proven in a court of law was the dude who was fishing without a license, and he was fishing in order to be able to feed himself because he was homeless. And he walked in the courtroom and he was basically like, "I'm feeding myself. Go fuck yourself. This court holds no jurisdiction over me. I'm leaving." He left, and as far as I know, they never went back after him. So I mean, like that's the only proof that I have that anything like that even remotely works. So I hear about it all the time, but I never see any kind of proof of it at all. So
yeah, that was an amazing video. I remember that. I can't believe that guy got away with.
Well, did he get away with it, or does the next time they see him, they're going to try to lock him up again? He's just not being seen again. I mean, like.
Well, also, I should correct my phraseology. He didn't get away with anything because he wasn't doing anything wrong in the first place.
True.
So, you know, I'm assuming the government has authority to pull him in there when I phrase it that way. So I've got some good news. Speaking of government authority, Chris Christie pardoned Stefan Josie Davis. This is a story I've been following for a little while, and I know CopBlock has followed it also. As Stefan Josie Davis, you may remember, was a security guard, and as part of his job, he carries a sidearm. One day when he was cleaning his work pistol, his young sister came into the garage. He put his gun in the glove box of his car to keep she was down and interact. Drove away, was pulled over. Vehicle I should know about. Oh yeah. I am a security guard, and I have my service weapon in the glove box. I forgot to have it here. Oh, that's no problem. You've got a permit for that, right? Well, you see, the thing is, you're going to jail.
Earl W. Perry.
So, yeah, what a crazy story. And this guy's life was, like, pretty much ruined for a little while. We'll come back with that story. I'm going to see if I can get a good video from that. Because he is, what a handsome man. And a sharp dresser.
I'd like the goddamn CopBlock page to come back up so we could use it, but
I know, I like that too.
It's not cooperating. Uh-oh, I may have something. What was the story?
Stefan Josie.
Stefan. The last name again?
Josie Davis.
Let's see. Give it to me, give it to me, give it to me.
Video? Yeah. No. I want video. Yeah, here we go.
Remember the story we reminded you about it last week? Aspiring police officer Stefan Josie Davis charged with a felony for carrying his legally owned gun in the glove compartment of his car. We told you his police officer dreams were shattered simply for being honest. But today, that has changed. New Jersey Governor Chris Christie has just issued him a full pardon, and Stefan Josie Davis joins us now live.
Yeah, so I want to talk about that. So we'll play that clip. Worms?
What was that?
Yeah, I want to talk about that, so we'll play that clip.
Yeah, okay.
It's time to get high. So high.
It's been time. What are you talking about?
I've been shuffling around. I've been showing you my cards and stuff.
Shit. Cool. Chicago evens the series. That's a final, right? Yep. Blackhawks even the series of 2 apiece.
Check, check, check. 1, 2. Yeah, you can hear that AC, huh? Oh well. I'll turn it down during the break.
They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and permanently remove the minimum purchase order for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on investing.
Mr. Towley.
Thinking of technologies. 850-478.
Website offline.
Or online at rrbi.co.
Pain in the balls.
UPI reports a federal appeals court on Tuesday upheld a strict anti-abortion law in Texas that will close all but 7 abortion providers in the
So what else is on your radar?
I found this one story from filming.
Oh, I've been
Cops.
muted. Sorry. What'd you say?
I said I found this one story from filming Cops. Cops admit they had no idea why they stopped man, but arrested him anyway.
Okay.
I'll put the.
Why did you arrest
the
me
link for
again,
you.
guys? We don't know. Come with us. We have donuts.
See if that,
Hey,
that should be the link there.
wouldn't it be funny if cops actually started trying to persuade people to come with them instead of arresting them? We have donuts.
Hey, they could make a lot of drug arrests like that, right? Hey, man, free crack giveaway.
We got drugs.
We got the blue meth.
Did you go to Free Donut Day? Did you?
No, I didn't. What is their free donut day?
You didn't know about Free Donut Day and you host Cop Block freaking Radio? Come on, man. I was telling all the cops I know. It was free donut with the coffee at Dunkin' Donuts.
Wait, I think I do remember hearing something about that, but we ended up doing nothing about it.
Missed it. It was June 5th.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Michael Dean's been doing this funny thing. Like, he told me during this recording session back in like the 70s or something, a band was recording in studio and their producer was talking into the microphone while they were recording, while he was also listening on the headphones. So he was like hearing what was going on in the other room, and he was also talking in the room that has a mic. So he was like, yeah, yeah, all right. Just lots of like, and he was so like well respected among the crew of people around there that no one shut him up or said, dude, you're talking over the track.
Hey,
So
man, somebody ought to say something. No, you say something to him, man. I ain't gonna fucking interrupt that motherfucker.
Yeah, it would be like interrupting like Michael Jackson or something. So they just let it go on, and that ended up on the final track, and it just sort of became part of the song. And it was like signature. But he starts doing that now before we're coming back to break. So like, you know, the intro comes on like, he's like already going, yeah, right. I think it sounds pretty funny.
Sounds funny to me.
So I might slip into that. I finally got myself a grinder, man. I'm moving up in the world. I used to have like a little gas station grinder, cheap thing, but I was afraid I was getting more metal out of it than cannabis. So
I got a whole fucking setup going. I got a heater. I put the shit underneath the heater for a little while, and then grind it all up and put it all in this little box right here.
Oh, that's nice. Little box.
Then I take this little thing and just
Yeah.
Perfect.
Altoids. Hey, you want a hint? Don't mind if I do. Okay. Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. All right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Dio, you gonna stop this motherfucker?
Hey, Dio, shut him up. This is CopBlockRadio. We're live. It's Wednesday, June 10th, 2015. I had a birthday this week. Yay! Happy birthday to me. And I was in court. We just went through that video. Lots of laughs. The judge did not dismiss my parking ticket due to it being my birthday, but he considered it. Oh. And coming up in this segment, I want to talk about a New Jersey man, Stefan Josie Davis, who had aspirations to become a police officer. He was a security guard who left his service weapon in his glove box one day accidentally. And when he was pulled over, he was honest with the police officer who asked him. And he said, yes, I have a gun in my glove box. Oh, but you don't have a permit for that. Felony charge. You're going to jail. And now he nixed his dreams of becoming a police officer. You can't become a police officer with a felony charge. And yeah, I know we're not big fans of cops around here. At least I'm not. But if you're going to have cops at all, if we're going to have cops in this society, maybe they should be good ones. Maybe. So Stefan Josie Davis kind of seems like a good one. I wouldn't so much mind him being a cop if that's his dream. So here's the interview from Fox News. Let's take a listen.
I reminded you about it last week. Aspiring police officer Stefan Josie Davis charged with a felony for carrying his legally owned gun in the glove compartment of his car. We told you his police officer dreams were shattered simply for being honest. But today, that has changed. New Jersey Governor Chris Christie has just issued him a full pardon. And Stefan Josie Davis joins us now live exclusively. Good morning to you. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Good morning.
For people who didn't watch last week when we told the story, and even months before,
first of all, stud, right? Handsome as all heck. Look at that suit with all those colors and the pocket square, and a little like star-shaped flower thing on his lapel, and it matches the tie and the watch. And man, this guy is a snazzy dresser.
That's all you, buddy.
2 years ago, you were cleaning your gun in your garage. Your little sister comes in. You didn't want her around it.
He was cleaning his gun, and his sister came in.
Put it in the glove compartment. You forgot about it. Next thing you know, you're out on the street. You get pulled over for a routine traffic stop. You told the police officer there's a gun in the glove compartment.
Yes, I did.
And he took it, and it was no big deal.
No big deal at all at first.
And then you wound up getting charged.
Yes, I did.
And then a legal nightmare. They essentially said you can take a plea deal, or you could stand trial, and you might go to prison for 10 years.
Yeah.
So you took the plea deal.
Took it.
But the problem with that was then you were left with a felony on your record, and you wanted to be a police officer.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that's why you have started a legal appeal, and you made an appeal to the governor. And when did you find out that Governor Chris Christie pardoned you?
Found out yesterday morning as I was waking up. My attorney called me, and he told me that we'll be getting a pardon.
We have the same attorney, by the way, rock star Evan Knappen, who is representing me in the case against the Keene Police Department. So hopefully he is just as successful as he was with Josie.
Sure.
How do you feel?
I feel great. You know, I'm just thankful for all the support that I've been getting from you, of course, Fox News, NRA, NJ2AS, the gun rights across America, everybody that's been supporting me.
Yeah. Before you came to us, you did go to the NAACP because somebody said you should talk to them.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I definitely want to thank them for not helping me, of course, because I obviously didn't fit their agenda like I told you. And it's just Black Lives Matter, but they don't matter here because I wasn't being shot by or being beat up by a police officer, you know. Al Sharpton and all the rest of the organizations, they just are not willing to help. And it's just sad because a young black man that's coming from these communities that they're trying to bash the police officers, but why are they not inside the communities helping out and getting young black officers in there to patrol these communities?
Because too many have a record. That was actually I'm not joking. That was a recent report that just came out from New York that they were saying how difficult it is to recruit black police officers because so many of them have a criminal record. Well, maybe you should stop arresting so many goddamn people, huh? I mean, that would be a solution.
That's a good start.
What are you going to do? Are you going to become a police officer?
Yes, I will.
Very good.
I have to make everybody happy and make everybody proud.
Well, listen,
not everybody.
Yeah, but he'll be a cop for exactly 3 weeks and be like, "Fuck this, man."
Yeah.
And thank you. What would you like to say to Chris Christie?
I would love to say thank you, Governor Christie, for issuing the pardon. It's well appreciated. My family and I are very thankful for it, and everybody else that's been supporting us are very thankful. And I wish him the best of luck if he runs for president. He has my vote.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Oh,
so I don't want to rake Stefan Josie Davis over the coals. He is a courageous young man who worked a real job as a security agent and had dreams to become a police officer. Okay, maybe I don't share those dreams. Maybe I have different values. As an anarchist, I don't respect the authority of the police or the state, and so I wouldn't, suck the dick of Chris Christie when he gives me a pardon.
You don't owe him nothing, man. You don't owe him nothing. He was doing his job.
Yeah, so I don't want to knock Stefan down a peg because it's like we all come from different places. He did nothing wrong here, and him thanking the governor for giving him a pardon is perfectly appropriate in this situation. I understand. I hope that he decides not to become a police officer, even though there's a lot of pressure on him at this point. It's like, Stefan, I'm speaking to you now. Don't let what has happened in the past determine what must happen in the future. Make your own decisions. Don't let all this public pressure, oh, I went on Fox News, oh, I went on Channel 12 and I said I wanted to be a police officer. Oh, my whole argument rested around becoming a police officer, and that's why I needed the pardon in the first place. Fuck it, you got the pardon. Don't become a police officer. You don't need any of that. You've got that expunged from your record. You're no longer a felon, right? So you've got all your firearms freedoms. Go live your life. Go become a productive member of society instead of a tax leech like the rest of the cops around. And especially in New Jersey, where you've got to know, especially you, having been the victim of police, that they're not your friend. They're not there to help you. They're not there to follow common sense. They're there to uphold the law. And the law very often doesn't make sense and is structured against people like you. So,
like I said, it's only a matter of time before he's going to go, and somebody with that kind of honesty is going to go and find out what it's really like and just give it up. I think he'll be a police officer for exactly 3 weeks and see how it works and be like, fuck this, I'm not going to do this. This is all bullshit.
So what the fuck? Okay, all right, I get it. I'm mad. I'm mad at this is not what radio's for, but I'm mad at one of our listeners. Like, fuck you for what? I played Fox News clip. Big fucking deal. Who cares? So what? They've got the story. They're the ones who had the video. I don't have a video of Stefan Josie. What do you want from me? So what? I played Fox News. Get over yourself. So, all right, let's move on to another story. I might report from NJ.com. You got any problems with them? I might report on from them. So watch out. Your delicate ears have never heard from the statist media before.
Stefan, please, and don't vote for Christie.
Yeah, don't even bother voting. If you're gonna vote for anyone, vote for Vermin Supreme.
Yeah, vote for none of the above, please.
Oh no, another Fox News story. Sorry. No one helped her. Quote, New Jersey woman murdered by ex while awaiting gun permit. And maybe this listener isn't aware, but CopBlock.org is having some issues right now. Obviously, we would be reading these stories from CopBlock.org. But right now, while we're live, we just can't do that. It's not up. So instead, I'm reading from other news sources. So this is no one helped her.
What are you going to do?
I don't know. I'm doing the best I can, man. And these are the stories that I think are the most relevant. I think these are the most important stories of the time. I mean, this is a guy from New Jersey who was pulled over for a charge, lost his gun rights. And the reason, maybe I skipped over this part. The reason I think this story is important is because media was the success here. It's not that he used his guns to achieve more freedom, as so many gun cleaners would imagine. It's not that he used threats or even a federal lawsuit. No, he used the media. He went to Fox, CBS, Meet the Press. I don't know what all of the different interviews that Stefan did, but he didn't sleep for days while he was on this media run. He was publishing quotes from people on Facebook every day, sending them to Governor Chris Christie, constantly applying public pressure peacefully to retain his gun rights. And look, it worked. Okay? So public pressure through the media. This is the method that we use in 2015. This is the new gun. Media, public pressure, video. This is how it's done. All right, when we come back, Carol Brown stabbed in her driveway, and it's the cops' fault.
So you've signed the Shire Society.
I got this story from Countercurrent News, if it's any consolation to the listener who wants to be a little jerk off about it. Fox News.
Man, this chat room, so fucking hard. Please. I'm doing the best I can, guys. I don't have to do this show, you know. I'll smoke pot.
Hey now.
What? No, I don't care.
How about just don't pay attention to the comments instead of making me do this myself?
I gotta listen to the people.
Fuck them.
They're saying it's really choppy on the feed. I wonder why. Huh.
I was getting a little chop, but not anything that's not normal for me.
All right, well, I'm going to do a little speed test. Maybe I'm...
Sure.
Maybe I got something wrong.
Yeah, Carol Brown. This is New Jersey, too.
This is my hometown. This is Berlin, New Jersey.
Yep. Keep it in New Jersey.
Yeah, okay. The speed's not great, but it's doable. It's about normal.
Yeah, like I said, it doesn't sound too bad. It's just a couple, a little bit here and there. It just breaks out a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not like I don't think it's like you can't understand what's being said or anything like that. You still can get the gist of what we're talking about and stuff.
Yeah. Room. Hey, what's a
What's a what?
It's a word that rhymes with chat. Fat?
Bad?
Bad?
Sad?
No. That doesn't rhyme.
You said Chad.
No, chat, like chat room.
Oh, chat. Bat, cat, hat. That.
The audio is out. The video on YouTube, maybe 2 minutes. Wow, that sucks.
Brat, scat, aristocrat.
Okay, so Slay Joe says, I understand, Derrick J, I understand you highlighting this story, but the flip side is offensive to private people. New Jersey is a police state that allows zero carry and maybe some private ownership. You should highlight story came out this week of a woman who applied for license. ... Yeah, of course, that's thank you, Slay Joe. That's what I'm getting to next. I think I'm leading in.
That's the next story.
You people, let me do the show, okay? How about you let me do the show and you just listen?
Do I come over to your house and tell you how to fuck your boyfriend?
Yeah.
Just
do I come to
where and listen to the show?
Knock the cock out of your mouth?
Yeah, for real. Gun out of your holster and waving it around? No. So shut up.
Smoke. All right. Here we go.
Tools you can download and use in your area at freekeen.com. That's freekeen.com.
You can connect with the Liberty Radio Network via our Facebook page at facebook.lrn.fm. That's facebook.lrn.fm.
Blah, 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 blah. CopBlockRadio. Hey, we're talking more about Carol Brown. She is this woman who was brutally murdered, stabbed in her driveway. And I blame my police department, because I am from Berlin, New Jersey. That is where this all went down. And I warned my parents. I've told them both, hey, you know how it all works with the gun permit thing, and you have to apply. Do you know how all this works, DEO? When you want a gun in New Jersey, even the WikiHow...
Hopalong.
No,
Hopalong, New Jersey.
Even the Wiki... What?
I'm from Hopalong, New Jersey. I know exactly how it works there.
Yeah. So even the WikiHow article on how to apply for a pistol permit in New Jersey is like, you're not going to get it. It's just like, give up.
Don't.
Yeah, they're like, bring a lot of money with you to bribe cops. No, because essentially what it actually does say in the Wiki article is that they're required by law to give you the permit within 30 days. But this is almost never the case. They actually say that. And so that was the case for Carol Brown. Quote, no one helped her. New Jersey woman murdered by ex while awaiting gun permit. From FoxNews.com. Sorry, guys. Carol Brown knew her best shot at defending herself from a violent ex was a gun and not a piece of paper. And it was paperwork that left her unprotected when Michael Eitel showed up at her New Jersey home last week and stabbed her to death. The, say, Second Amendment advocates who... This is a really long run-on sentence. I want to try and break it up, but I can't. Say, Second Amendment advocates who charge local police routinely sit on firearms applications they are supposed to rule on within 30 days. Man, why isn't CopBlock.org back up? Because I hate reading from these sites where these people who don't even know the English language. All right, Brown, age 39, has a restraining order. I mean, we know what they're trying to say, right? The cops, they sit on their hands instead of doing the paperwork they're supposed to. Brown, she's age 39. She had a restraining order against Eitel when he killed her in her driveway last Wednesday, but she was still waiting for Berlin Township Police Chief Leonard Check to approve the gun permit she had applied for on April 21st. Tragically, she had gone to the Township Police Department just 2 days before her death to check the status of the police department of her languishing application. In addition, another indication of her fear of Eitel, Brown had recently installed surveillance cameras around her home, and the equipment recorded the 45-year-old ex-con attacking her as she arrived home and got out of her car. Quote, she should have been granted that permit in a timely manner, especially given her status as a domestic violence victim, said Evan Knappen, a New Jersey-based attorney who specializes in Second Amendment cases and is currently representing Derrick J. Freeman in his case against the New Hampshire Keene Police Department. Quote, Carol would have qualified for a permit since she was attacked. Only now, it's too late. New Jersey's gun laws are among the strictest in the nation, but law-abiding citizens are eligible to purchase and possess handguns after filling out forms available at their local police stations, submitting to background checks and any possible criminal history or mental health issues, giving fingerprints, and paying a fee. Once all of those steps are taken, local police conduct a 14-point investigation, and the chief is supposed to approve or deny for cause within 30 days. Check did not return requests for comment, but gun rights advocates say that it's not unusual for Garden State police chiefs to take several months to approve handgun permits for qualified applicants. Quote, the gun law's intention is to be as difficult and cumbersome as possible, said Alexander Rubin, president of the New Jersey Second Amendment Society. They need to be repealed. The system's so outdated, Rubin continued. In most states, you go to the store, get a background check, and purchase a weapon. A police chief should not be part of the process. This woman had a legitimate issue, and no one helped her. A manhunt for Eitel, who had done time on a kidnapping conviction and had repeatedly threatened Brown, began shortly after the murder and ended Saturday when he was found dead of self-inflicted gunshot wounds in another ex-girlfriend's garage. Brown's
Get
case...
off easy.
Yeah, seriously. Good job, cops. Brown's case prompted State Senator Dawn Adigio, Diane Allen, and Jennifer And Jennifer Beck to announce plans to introduce a bill that will fast-track the handgun permit process for applicants who have obtained a restraining order. Oh, great. Yeah, they're going to change things now. The tragic murder of Carol Brown.
It's about time, man.
Yeah, just in time. Too bad you couldn't save Carol. The tragic murder of Carol Brown shows that there are sensible changes we should make to public safety laws that help people protect themselves, said Adigio, a Republican whose district is in southern New Jersey. This legislation will make sure that those who need protection the most are given priority when it comes to the lengthy process of applying for firearms permit. Now, I disagree with this. It's not going to give people priority. We all know that's a joke. This is just papering over a mistake, just a gesture by politicians to say, ooh, whoops, looks like our laws weren't very good and somebody died, so let's write some more laws and then pretend that this is going to solve the problem. But it's not. We know that this essentially relies on the police chiefs. Are there any consequences for this police chief? That would actually change people's actions. Is what incentives do they have? What motivates them? For them, it's money. That's why he has the job. Probably a little bit of prestige and power. So does he lose any of the money, prestige, or power? No. There's no consequence for him not doing his job, as there should be and would be with any of us in the private sector. But, of course, this is government work. So Evan Appin said that if Brown had obtained her permit and used a gun to protect herself, she could theoretically be facing charges today because she would not have been allowed to legally carry the gun outside with her. Quote, New Jersey does not allow law-abiding citizens to get a carry license. So that's the story, pretty sick. And one of the reasons why I moved out of New Jersey and into a gun-friendly area called New Hampshire. And unfortunately, I haven't had success with getting my concealed carry license. But even the police who deny me my concealed carry license do not deny the fact that I have the right to carry a gun to defend myself. They just think I should do it openly. So it's a very interesting story. Your thoughts, DEO?
Yeah, I read the story on Counter Current News myself, and they spoke to her boss or whatnot, who said that she did everything she was supposed to do. She filled out all the paperwork correctly and everything like that. She had filed a restraining order against this nutcase, and then like even after the restraining, which goes to show how messed up the laws are there, because even after the restraining order was filed, she had her windows broken in her car. So and they never.
No, that happened. See, you're wrong, because the boyfriend can't. No, yes, you are, because he can't physically come within 20 feet from her. It's impossible. There's a force field that's developed because she got a piece of paper from the police department.
The piece of paper was supposed to protect her.
Yes, don't you see? See, the cops are looking at us.
I see the cop logic behind it, but it just doesn't make any sense to my logic, The
lesson is, it's better to ask forgiveness than permission. I'm sure she would rather face charges saying, oh, you're not supposed to have that gun, than be buried 6 feet under. This is CopBlockRadio. We'll be right back.
Yes, sir.
Since time began.
There's how does the saying go? I'd rather be judged by 12 than 6, right? Yeah.
They have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm. On your knees! Your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you got to keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadati.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
On LRN.FM, we talk a lot about alternative currencies. Did Did you know that now you can buy gold, silver, and other precious metals with Bitcoins? LRN.FM has partnered with Amaji Metals to bring you great prices on beautiful 0.999 fine silver, as well as gold, platinum, and other metals. Check out their selection and pay with Bitcoins or Federal Reserve notes at metal.lrn.fm. That's metal.lrn.fm.
A congressman recently revealed that legislation totaling 2,900 pages and involving more than $1 trillion was available to members of Congress for less than 48 hours to study and consider. That's over 60 pages of legislation per hour. Do you think anyone read the entire bill? I'm Jim Babka with DownsizeDC.org. Consider a proposal buried in a 3,200-page, $388 billion bill, which would have empowered...
So what do you think of Straight Razor coming to Guest Toast with us?
Provision came to light. I don't even
For
know
it.
how it got into the bill.
I think it'd
Cool.
be great.
He said he
Where's
said
your boy Adam?
I don't know, man. He still hasn't got back to me yet, even from the first message I sent him.
Ooh.
Starting to piss me off too. He's in New York, so it's fucking, it's Eastern time.
Drugs.
Huh?
Drugs. All right. Up next, I got a video from Philly. Cop hits cyclist, tries to blame him.
Okay.
Unless you got something you want to do.
No, go ahead.
All right.
I do. After that, if you want me to hit this one about like I said, the dude.
Actually, you almost killed him. That's what you did. He almost got.
Awesome. I love when a video starts like that, right in the middle. You almost.
That's a good way to lead in. Yeah.
Fuck you, Copper. Ooh, it's me.
Right now.
I wanted to be around people.
That was me. Move to the Shire.
We got a minute?
Yeah. 30 seconds.
Okay.
Okay. Here we go.
It's not free for us. You can help us cover our satellite costs with the chip in on the right side of the page at lrn.fm.
Meow. Meow.
Right now?
Meow. Right meow.
Right now.
All right, meow. This is CopBlockRadio, and we're sharing the videos from this week of police encounters, the good cop blockers, you out there holding your video cameras and changing the world. And I mean that sincerely. You are changing the world one mind at a time when these videos reach the public. So next, I've got cop hits cyclist, nearly kills him, then tries to blame him. This happened in my area back in Philly. It's actually technically Conshahawken, but it's the same area. So take a listen to this.
You didn't actually. You almost killed him. That's what you did. He almost got me killed. And then you didn't have room to pass him. At the time. You didn't have to pass. So that means that you didn't have room to pass. Do you understand that? It's your responsibility to make sure you have enough room to get all the way around, not ours.
Okay, so what's happening is
you almost killed me first.
Yeah, the video starts right in the middle of things. So the cyclist is pointing his finger at the cop and saying, "You nearly killed me," and the cop is saying, "No, you nearly killed me." So this is a cop who's in a car talking to a man on a bicycle, claiming that the bicyclist nearly killed him. Okay, yeah, I'm sure you're just such a great driver that you've never made any mistake and you've never hit any bicyclist by accident, and now you're not owning up to your mistakes this time. That's what's happening. So the two voices that you're hearing, one is a cyclist, the other is a police officer. You can figure out which is which.
He is wrong about the law.
They like to push the limit.
Okay, yes. There's no, you don't even understand what you're talking about. I don't know who you are. Okay, stop talking to me.
She saw me try to go, and him tried to just sneak in between. You still have to give.
What are you talking about?
Okay, and now some bitch injects herself like, oh, I saw what happened. I'm going to go and suck the cock of the cop here. I'm just going to defend him because, you know, cops can't do anything wrong. And obviously, cyclists are just out to murder all cops by, you know, their poor driving. So clearly that's what's happening here. This bitch needs to intervene. So here she's going to squeak her little voice in here.
Do you have a camera on? Did something record what you just did?
She just, you know what?
That is fantastic.
So what's your badge number?
I actually have pictures. So
Awesome. That is great. You have pictures of him almost killing him?
Or me almost having to go into oncoming traffic.
You didn't have to pass. What don't you understand about that?
I cannot believe you hit him because you thought it was time for you to pass.
You understand you didn't have to pass. That's
I was
all this
already
comes down
at the
to.
car.
All this comes.
I was already there.
Why were you there if you didn't have enough room to get around?
All right, so just another injection here. I want to say I love Philly people for having the dude to actually like talk back to the cops. So I don't see this happening very much in videos where they're like pointing their finger and saying like, no, you didn't have to pass. You're doing the wrong thing. I just really like seeing that on video. You know, treat them. I mean, it's good to follow the golden rule. You want to treat other people the way you want to be treated. But sometimes you treat other people just as like individuals, like you would anybody else.
Like they're treating you.
Well, you don't want to shout at people. There's not setting a good example, in my opinion. But I like that they're not treating him like, oh, well, you're just so, you know, let me be reverent because you've got a badge on and I'll just defer to you and whatever you say is
yes,
true.
sir.
You
Yes,
know,
sir.
my eyes saw what happened and you're lying. I'm just going to ignore that. So essentially the argument is the cop was in a car. He cut off some bicyclists by trying to pass them. He hit them. And then he got all mad because he hit them. And he was like, well, I had enough time, but you guys slowed down. And they're like, yeah, but you didn't have to pass us. It's not like that's some like law of nature. Like, oh, if there's time, if there's room, then you have to pass. But like, you didn't have to do that. It was an unsafe maneuver. And now you hit us. Take ownership of that. Take ownership of your damn actions, copper. But he's not going to do that, and he's going to look to the defense of this.
Well, there was a police officer that was responsible and got away with killing the guy who founded Napster, ain't it?
I didn't know that.
Some tech company, maybe not Napster, but he was riding one of those ridiculous, you know, the sit down and pedal in front of you like bikes.
Yeah.
And the cop was playing with the computer and he hit him and killed him and he got away with it, they said, because he was playing with the computer as part of his job.
God damn.
Yeah. Yep.
Around one bicycle and see that there was. We were on the same street the whole. Sounds like that car didn't yield and you didn't have enough
So
room
what was
to pass.
I supposed to do?
What were we supposed to do? Get on the sidewalk? You understand? That's not what happens?
Sir, if he did anything wrong, then I would like to know what he did wrong.
It's not a right or wrong. He should have yielded to me.
He should yield. You should yield to the person you're passing. What is wrong with you?
The entire street. You were not.
We were
We are allowed to.
I'd like to. Can they make a bike helmet that's cooler, please?
I don't know. They're not required in New Hampshire, so I don't know. I never wore one in Philly.
The technology's got to be there because these helmets really look stupid.
You know, I hear statistically you're safer without them. If you want to Google that information, I mean, pretty sure that's true.
I never wore a helmet.
I think one of the reasons is, and whatever. I won't speculate. Let's just go back to the video. It's so wrong, right? Like, I'm amazed at the lengths to which you will contort reality to defend this police officer. Like, oh yeah,
right.
You know, of course, you people on bikes should be yielding to a police officer who's making some turn right out in front of you. It's like, yeah, okay, I get it. When someone goes out in front of you, you brake so you don't cause an accident. But then again, they should have gone out in front of you. Like, if it's a police officer, he's supposed to be held to at least the same or a higher standard than the rest of us on the road. And if any of us did that, we would be charged.
makes us safe. That is what the law is.
I couldn't go
as much of the lane as we need to feel safe.
You wait until there's safe.
It was already past that point.
We were riding at 20 miles an hour on a 25-mile-an-hour road. Why couldn't you go 5 miles an hour?
No, you weren't.
Yeah, you were.
I gave you a warning. We gave you a warning.
You gave us a warning saying to ride single
I said, could you drive single file?
And you didn't say could you. You said we had to, and that's not what the law is. The law is we get 2 abreast. Do you think we don't understand what the law is around riding bikes? We ride bikes every day on these roads.
She's got pictures. That's the law. Pictures on her phone.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
This lady is just like, I hate people like this, I swear.
What did we do wrong?
Right now, you're going to wait for my supervisor to come down.
Just inject yourself.
They did the right thing right here.
Did we do anything wrong? Can we go?
No, you can't go. No, right now.
So what did we do wrong?
Right now, you're going to wait for my supervisor to come down.
You can explain it to the supervisor.
Yeah.
Oh, aren't I so lucky? I get to be. Yeah. Thank you.
I'll explain how you almost hit me with your car. Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, thank you for almost hitting me with your cop car
I can do that.
now, and I have to wait for your supervisor. Paying your salary, you're my employee, and you're bossing me around police today. I just you know the app that I'm always talking about, Peacekeeper?
Yep.
Well, I've got it on my phone, but they're doing another Indiegogo campaign. This one is Peacekeeper 2.0, and I don't know. Let's see. I don't know if I'm on the right one right now. No, that's the first campaign, the campaign that is already closed. Peacekeeper. So why don't you explain to the people what it is, Dio?
It's an app that you can use to get in contact with friends in your circle, in your network, that you set up on there for, you got your phone, you can show them what the icons look like and stuff like that, where you can get in touch with like fire and so like if something happens to you, you have people that can come and respond and yeah, there you go. He's got the app up now. Yeah, your friends can come and respond and help you out. If you happen to say you have a police encounter and you want to have some people there to film, you can hit a quick button right there and it'll notify everybody in your network and tell them, come on down over here and I'm having a little trouble, and people will show up and help you out.
That's the idea. Well, Peacekeeper needs your help again. They've already produced an app, proven that it works, and now they've made improvements. So let's figure out what Peacekeeper has in store for us. You can contribute to the Indiegogo campaign. If you don't have money, contribute to the Thunderclap. Add your social media power. I know you cop blockers have a lot of that power over there. This is Cop Block Radio. We'll be right back, and we'll take your calls. Hey, caller. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Eric Casebolt, and I'm calling from Texas.
Okay, Eric. Cool. Thank you.
Hey, ain't that the cop that was sitting on the girl at the pool party?
Was it?
That is correct. I am formerly Corporal Eric Casebolt.
This the scumbag that was sitting on the girl at the pool party.
Don't call him a scumbag. He's
Hey.
nice to call in.
Excuse me. I would just like to clear the air. We're live, right?
No,
Yeah.
we're on a commercial break.
Oh.
So we've got 4 minutes until we come back. Yeah.
I'll wait. I'll wait.
Don't call our guest a scumbag. He's
I'll wait.
been very nice so far.
I'll wait.
Yeah, I've taken enough, of this harassment these days, but I guess it's just a shame. Anyways, I'd like to clear the air if I can have a moment.
I think that would be terrific. So
show us how to ninja roll, pal.
Just to be clear, this portion is recorded, but we're not going out live on the air to LRN.FM. It is saved on YouTube. So just, you've got 3 minutes to get a glass of water, take a breath, or do whatever you got to do, and then I'll let you know when we're back on. Is that
Very well, thank you. I'm prepared.
And what would you like to be referred to as? Like, I don't want to call you just Eric or something, but unless you want to be called Eric, what would you like?
I mean, Eric's fine, but Casebolt, Eric Casebolt.
All right, cool. Thank you. We'll be right back in a couple minutes.
You likely buy all kinds of things online. Amazon is the largest online retailer. You can get what you need at the same great prices, and LRN gets a cut. Please do your online shopping at shop.lrn.fm.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Lil Drums. Every bit as fun as a full-size Nestle drumstick cone, and definitely cuter. Visit us at drumstick.com. Vacations are all about family time, but you don't have to leave home to have fun. Take 1 weekend a month and devote it to family activities. Pull out the board games and puzzles, serve up some treats, or have a picnic. Even without leaving home, you'll feel like you've really had some time away. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamilytoday.
Did you know you can get news updates about what's happening with the Liberty Radio Network delivered in the way you prefer? You can sign up for our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. Plus, you can stay in the loop by joining our Facebook profile at facebook.lrn.fm or follow us at Twitter at Twitter.
Hey, sir, are you on a speakerphone at all?
No, I am on a cell phone, though.
Cell phone? Okay, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure we could have the highest quality audio possible. You sound good. Just wanted to double check.
Great, thank you. Please do not reply to all when you can instead reply. I was recently among over 100 invited to a corporate reunion. It's always a warm affair, and that's the problem. Enthusiasm for our upcoming get-together caused many recipients to RSVP the organizer with a cheery reply to all. I can't wait. Then others piled on with a reply to all to that. Then the I'm out of my office now autoresponders joined in. So I replied to all that. We all reply only to the organizer. Hey, at least I tried. One invitee, apparently retired, shot back, point taken, but I really like seeing the responses since they're so positive. Smiley face. This better be an open bar. From survivalspeech.com, I'm Holland Cook.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm.
Okay, we're coming back in 5 seconds.
Banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
Welcome back to CopBlockRadio. Just minutes remain, but there's time for your calls. If you make them now, 413-418-COPS is our call-in line. You can also Skype into the show by dialing CopBlockRadio. We'll get into the Peacekeeper app, their new Indiegogo crowdfunding project, Peacekeeper 2.0, The Fire Rises. You can help them by contributing to their Indiegogo campaign or adding your social media power to their Thunderclap. Very easy to do, takes just seconds, and totally free. Joining us now.
It's only going to make the great app better.
That's right. And we've already proven it works. We use it here in Keene, and I'd like to see what is in store for Peacekeeper 2.0. Joining us now on the CopBlock line, we have a very special caller, formerly Corporal Eric Casebolt. You may know him from a recent video that's been circulating through the internet, and he's got something that he'd like to share with you, the listeners. So go ahead. You're on the air.
Well, thank you for the time, and hopefully I'm not a former police officer long. This is in my blood, and it's my passion, and I've protected the community of McKinney for 10 years now, and I can only hope that another community will find value in my service. But everybody, I've had to resign, and this has become a big thing. Me and my family are in hiding, and I just want to know, I'm not the only one that has responsibility here. There are a lot of kids there that were out of control, and I think, even parents need to take some responsibility, especially of those children that were there. They weren't following our orders. They weren't listening to our commands. And, if you start the conversation where it begins, there's some responsibility there. I'm willing to, make some apologies for some of the things I did. I know my attorney stated today how stressed I was from some other calls previously that day, but other people need to own their parts in this too. Wouldn't you guys agree?
Well, yeah, absolutely. Those kids, they certainly didn't belong there. And once they were given a lawful order or even an unlawful order by a man in a uniform, they certainly have to obey or expect the consequences. DEO, I'm sure you agree.
Wait a minute. You obey an unlawful order? Is anybody listening to this?
Yeah, well, it'll work itself out in court later on.
We were trying to get a little order around there, and I just needed some of these guys to sit on the ground. And I mean, the video looks worse than what I was saying. I was just trying to get them to sit their butts on the ground so we could assess the situation.
Well, you sat on her butt instead.
Well, they weren't listening. Some of them were being rowdy. Some children tried to walk away. And again, I was stressed. But, I guess some of that's neither here nor there. But, I'm losing my career here, and I'm concerned about my family. Isn't this a little severe? Other...
Isn't pulling your gun on obviously unarmed teens a bit severe?
At work. Excuse me, sir. I was trying to make a point. Other officers in this country have killed people, and they still keep their badge. And I have a rough day with some kids, and I'm forced to resign. I mean, where is the justice in this?
You pulled your gun. You were going to kill him if you had the chance.
No, it's just not
kids
fair.
ran up on me. It was a split-second decision. I didn't point it at them, and I didn't shoot anybody, so I assessed it correctly.
Those kids were all over you.
Maybe some training. Do you realize other cops have killed people? I didn't kill anybody. That cop that killed that guy in New York, he's still employed. The Detroit officer that killed the 7-year-old girl, he's still employed. I didn't kill anybody, and I had to quit.
It's just not right.
This is ridiculous.
I'm with you, Officer Casebold. This is just wrong. The police aren't treating you right. Where is your police union in this? Shouldn't they be defending you?
That's what I'm saying. What? Because this happened in the suburbs and not in the city? Why am I being prosecuted here?
I think it's a racial thing, Mr. Casebold.
Because I'm white, isn't
it's
it?
because you're white.
Show us how to do a ninja roll. Put the ninja roll video back up. We want to see that.
Oh yeah, that was quite a maneuver that you pulled at the pool party here.
My barrel roll, my perfect form barrel roll.
Yeah, is that something that you train for in
they actually
police
do
academy?
Give us barrel roll training. It's not often that you get a chance to use it, but just before you're going to rough up some little kids, I figured it was a good time to pull it off, especially when I noticed Sparky there with the camera.
Well, I appreciate your call, Officer Casebold, and I hope that you return to the police force pronto, and that the police unions and your supervisors make a public
Somebody
apology.
will pick me up. I'm too good of a commodity. So I will prevail, and I will be harassing little children. Protecting communities again soon.
Good. Well, hopefully you can produce your own training course so that other police officers can follow in your footsteps. I'd like to see more of that.
Of course. I'm training as many jackboot thugs as I can. Well-rounded police officers as I can.
Well, thank you for your call, Officer Casebold. We certainly appreciate your service.
Have a great day. This does not mean that I like CopBlock. You guys are awful, and if you ever film me, we'll see what happens. But you guys still suck.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day. All right. Well,
thank you.
Officer Casebold, I don't know what to tell you. I'm with you, man, all the way. So I want to return to, the real solution. Of course, we're joking. It's a little bit tongue in cheek. It is very sad about this pool party, and I know everyone heard about it. So we're not breaking news on CopBlockRadio about it, but that pool party in Texas was just crazy. The police came in, used force, pointed guns at teenagers for being at a pool party where they apparently weren't supposed to be. Even if that is true, are guns the solution? Can't you talk it out? I don't see why that was necessary. So of course, good. He did have some consequences. He was fired. And now let's talk about the real solution. What you can do. Of course, we always advocate filming the police, installing apps like Bamboozer so that you can live stream in an emergency situation. But let's talk about another app, Peacekeeper. This is one that doesn't get talked about enough, in my opinion. This is something that people can use today. And they don't advertise themselves as a replacement for police, but that's how I see them. I want to call up my friends when I'm in an emergency, not the police. I view them as dangerous. They are criminals. They're the kinds of people who will arrest me for victimless crimes and throw me in a jail cell. But my friends won't do that. If my friends come over and see a bong in here, they're going to hit it with me. They're not going to throw cuffs on me. So, this is why I see Peacekeeper as a replacement for the police. instead of begging your police department to do a better job, instead of calling them and expecting them to be competent, why don't you just ignore them altogether and move on with your life and build the networks that you want to depend on? So that's what Peacekeeper allows you to do. You can make little groups, connect with other people who also have the app. It's entirely free. And, have meetings in real life where you meet up, you talk about what you would do in an emergency situation. You go through a practice of like, hey, my house is on fire, or there's a cop at my door. What will you do? What is your plan? Don't depend on other people. This is what it's about. Take independence, take personal responsibility. If you don't like where the police state is going, well, then change it yourself. You've got to be the solution. Go and meet up with other people in your community and build up your network. Don't just say, oh, I don't like the police and there's nothing I can do about it. You are not powerless.
Yeah, get to know the people around you. You have to live in the neighborhood with these people. I mean, you might as well be civil, talk to them, share this app with them. You may be able to save them one day. They may be grateful to you. It works both ways. So
here's how you join the Thunderclap for Peacekeeper. First of all, you go to peacekeeper.org. They'll have a link to the Thunderclap on their site. There are only 5 days left to join. And the way it works is you connect with your Facebook, Twitter, or Tumblr. And then when they make their announcement, like, oh, we've set out our Indiegogo project, we're ready to start fundraising, then you get a flood of support. It's posting on everyone's Facebook page, their Twitters. Everyone's posting about this Peacekeeper app. And in that way, they help generate a lot more publicity and therefore donations for their app. So very cool, very easy to use. Download the app and get it for yourself today. And then I assume it'll update when 2.0 comes out. So very cool. Anything else you want to conclude with today, Dio? It's been a great episode. Lots of good things to talk about today.
Yeah. I just wanted to make sure we're all sure that was a crank call that we got. That wasn't really Officer Case Bolt. I don't want to get I don't want to get in any kind of trouble for, just in case any kind of like legal bullshit or whatever it comes down or something. We got to make sure we were just fucking around. So
and don't forget about the store.
Absolutely. CopBlock.org/store. We got all this great merchandise like this stuff here behind me. Badges, sweatpants, Film the Police t-shirts, logo t-shirts like this one here. We got Am I Free to Goes, hats, badges, all kinds of new shit coming up too.
And I'll see you at PorkFest.
Absolutely, buddy.
Coming up in just 2 weeks. So get your tickets. It's not too late. This has been fun. Thanks so much for joining us. CopBlock.org is the website in the meantime. You can find me at TheDerrickJ.com. Badges don't grant extra rights.
Right on.
Free Talk Live, the show where anyone can call about whatever they want.